everyone. So today we will be doing our interview for our assignment 2. Before we start, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Nurul Amira binti Abdullah.
My name is Arina Iman binti Ismail.
My name is Nur Izati binti Karol Nazri.
My name is Mawa Atira binti Mazlan.
My name is Norvi binti Rosmadi.
Okay, today we have our guest, a human resource from the company called Kinderhive. It is a kindergarten company. So can you introduce yourself first?
My name is Puvana. I'm the senior executive at the HR department at Kinderhive. So basically, I'm working here around 2 years. It's going to be 2 years.
Alright, so in this interview, we have 3 topics. The first one is requirement selection and induction. So for the first question, how does the kindergarten attract and recruit qualified teachers and staff?
Okay, here for the kindergarten, for preschool and play school, we need to follow KPM's regulations, which is for Tadika. We will be basically we will see whether the candidate's background, which is whether they took diploma or degree in ECE, early childhood education. Whereas for the TASCA, we will be looking for whether the candidate has a KAP certificate, which is Kursus Asuhan Permata. It is mandatory for candidates who are looking for to work with TASCA. Yeah. This is the main criteria we will look for from the candidate. Yeah. What else?
Okay, for the next questions, what key criteria do you consider when selecting candidates for teaching and non-teaching positions?
Okay, for the teaching positions, as you all know, kindergarten, preschool and play school, where the candidates, our employees will be dealing with kids. So it doesn't matter preschool or play school, we will look for candidates who can handle kids. It is advisable for the candidates to have at least one experience where they work with any other companies like preschool or play school, so that at least they can handle, because handling kids are too pressure. So we advise to at least have one experience. But then for the play school, we usually like not too strict to see their background, their experience. But for the preschool, we will definitely go through the background experience, so that we can take qualified candidates to handle the preschool, because preschool basically they are mostly for teaching. So they need to prepare the bahan pengajaran or BBM all. So we will look up for qualified candidates for preschool. And for the play school, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean we will like simply hire candidate. We will take candidates with no experience with preschool or play school for work with play school. Because for play school, we even they are also need to teach the kids, but play school are mostly taking care of the kids. So yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, understand. For the next question, can you describe the typical selection process for new teachers or assistant? For example, interviews, teaching demonstration, and background checks.
Okay. Basically, for the interview, we will be conducting in 2 ways, which is one online and second one is face to face. For the principals, we will consider, and we will definitely do the interviews face to face at our HQ. But for the teachers, we will consider, and their situation, sometimes the candidates will be still working and sometimes they are not working. So let's say if they are still working, then we will consider to conduct the interview by online. But usually for the teachers, we will conduct by online. But for the principals, we will definitely conduct face to face because we need someone who is really qualified to handle one outlet. So for the teachers, yeah, let's say I'm conducting the interview face to face, we will basically I will request them to bring their portfolios, like maybe they have experience working with any other preschool or play schools. So I will ask them to bring like what are the BBMs they have did previously in their previous company. So then during the interview, I will be definitely giving them any example scenarios, issues. Like I basically I will be doing that just to know what will be their answer and how do they handle pressure and scenarios. Let's say the teacher or principal have issues with the parents, so how do they handle that? So I'll be giving example scenarios in internally and externally, which is among the kids and among the parents. So yeah, these are the ways we will conducting the interviews.
Okay, for next question, how does the induction or orientation program help the new employees adapt to the kindergarten culture and teaching philosophy?
Okay. Orientation during their onboarding processes though. It is mandatory and it is important for the staff to join the orientation so that they can learn the company's SOP. It doesn't matter because they need to undergo training for their lesson plans, teaching methods, and also when it comes to HR part, they will be undergoing different trainings for HR especially. So for the orientation part, I will usually train, not to say training lah, it's like orientation, right? So we will be explaining what are the company policies that we are implementing in our company. So it is compulsory to all staff to know what are the company policies that we are practicing in our company.
So next question. What challenge do you face in recruiting and retaining qualified early childhood educators?
Could you please repeat the question?
What challenge do you face in recruiting and retaining qualified early childhood educators?
Okay. For this question, I will answer you generally, which is now Gen Zs, they usually apply work with us, and then we will conduct interview, and then we will hire them, and then we will give offer letters, and then once they join with us, within 1 to 2 weeks, they will send their resignation letter, or else they will abscond, missing in action, saying that I can I speak in Malay? Because they will usually use this line, I dah tak boleh sambung, I dah tak boleh cope. So it is basically that I think this is becoming a trend within this Gen Zs where they are taking job opportunities very light. You know, they are joining and then they are resigning. It's like they can get any other jobs like in secepat mungkin lah. But then they are lack of knowledge that quitting a job that quick is it can impact their working background in future. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next section of the interview, which is the topic 2, the effectiveness of training.
Okay, for the question for this topic, the first one, what type of training programs are provided by the company for the teachers and staff there?
Okay. Here at Kinderhive, we will be conducting trainings for the teachers and for the principals twice in a month. So the trainings are basically for teaching. It's like based on lesson plans, RPH, RPA. So for the apart from teaching, we will be also conducting trainings for marketing, also HR. So yeah, and also SOP. Basically, SOPs will be under HR. So apart from teaching, we'll be conducting marketing and HR trainings as well.
For the next questions, how often do training sessions take place and who is responsible for conducting them?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we will be conducting trainings twice a month on weekends. Um, Trainings, you mean the in charge, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a staff who's in charge for trainings basically. So she will be handling all the trainings, which means like, let's say if we are bringing external parties to have the training, we do. So she is the one will be contacting with the person in, I mean the guest. So regarding the trainings and yeah, we have staff to mainly to focus on training.
Okay, understand. For the next question, how do you evaluate whether the training programs are effective in improving teaching performance or the results on the child
Your
outcomes?
voice is breaking.
Sorry, I repeat the question. How do you evaluate whether the training programs are effective in improving teaching performance?
Okay. Let's say for the teaching for lesson plans, RPH or RPA, whatever. So, basically, after the training, we will be having a staff who is in charge to train the staff at the outlet. So we'll be sending the staff to the outlet to monitor the staff, to evaluate the staff, how effective the training that they have went previously, and then how the teachers are implementing the lessons they got from the trainings. So yeah, we basically have the evaluation method, how impactful they are by uh, you know uh, going through the trainings. Yeah.
Okay, for the next question, what kind of feedback do employees give about the training they receive?
Okay. Basically, if you want to ask me feedback, we won't directly ask the teachers macam mana you punya kerja semua lepas masuk training. We won't ask directly to the teachers like that. As I mentioned earlier, we will be conducting evaluation. We will monitor the staff, and by conducting the observation, we as the person who are conducting the training, and we are the person who are monitoring the staff from A to Z, so we can know how impactful is the training to the teachers. But then usually we will communicate like santai, communicate with the principals. Okay tak hari tu korang pergi training tu? Okay tak sekarang cikgu-cikgu it's like a common communication. But then we won't do like a survey, or we won't do directly go and ask the teachers, because we want to monitor them, we want to evaluate them. That is why we are conducting trainings. We cannot ask them, okay tak you masuk training tu? Confirm the staff will say okay. So we cannot directly question them like that. We need to monitor, we need to evaluate them. Yeah.
Next question. How does the kindergarten support continuous professional development for staff? Example, workshop, seminar and mentoring.
Can you please repeat the question?
How does the kindergarten support continuous professional development of staff? Example, workshop, seminar and mentoring.
Okay. Apart from doing trainings, we will usually every week, which means weekly basis, we'll be sending our trainer to the outlets, where the trainer will not to say training, but it's more to hands on. hands-on with the teachers, uh, how are they implementing the lesson plan that has been sent to the teachers a week before, and then how are they teaching the students, teaching the kids at the school. So we will be sending a trainer to the outlets apart from doing workshops and trainings weekly. This is going on on a weekly basis. Yeah.
Uh, may I just, for confirmation, regarding the training, do you do internal training or external training?
As of now, we are conducting internal trainings. Yeah, internal trainings. You mean the
Internal,
trainer? Oh,
internal training means that you as a HQ, as the HQ, provide the training, or do you call the third party to do a training on them?
as of now, we are conducting using our internal staff. But then we are planning to bring outsource as well to do do more trainings.
Okay, so we're gonna move to the last topic. The topic 3 is about the payment system and the working hours. Okay.
Alright, the question is how is the salary structure determined for teachers and non-teaching staff in the company?
Salary structure, you mean in what terms?
Like how do you differentiate the salary structure for the teaching and non-teaching staff?
Uh, Salary structure, if you're asking me for teaching and non-teaching, is basically same. It's just that the amount, the salary amount will be differ, but then the salary payment method is all same for all the staff.
Okay, understand. For the next questions, are there any performance-based incentive, bonus, or allowance included in the payment system?
Yeah, we do pay allowances for the staffs, but then it is based on their performance. Yeah. After we do the evaluation, and then we will be paying their allowances. Yeah.
Okay. What is the typical working schedule for teachers, and how do you manage overtime or extra duties?
Okay, here at Kinderhive, staffs are following our regular working hours, which is for the non-teaching staffs. We are basically using 9 to 6, and then for the teachers, we are following 7:30 to 6:30. Yeah, with 2 hours break. As long as we are following the 45 hours working hours in a week. Yeah. For the overtime,
How
yeah.
okay, sorry. How does the overtime, like, for example, you do an event on a weekdays or non-working hour, how do you pay the staff based on
Okay.
that?
Okay. Here at Kinderhive, we don't, not to say we don't practice overtime, but then we usually not advise staff to work more than the, prescribed working hours. But then if the staff willingly to do overtime, this is for the non-teaching staffs. If they are willing to do extra hours, then it is not an instruction from the management, from the top management to do. You need to stay back and you need to settle this. But then there's no such instructions as of now. So basically we don't practice overtime. It's just like we don't. Our top management would not advise to work more than our prescribed working hours. And for the teachers, yeah, they do have OT, which is not directly to the HR department. Here Kinderhive, they practice like, if let's say the kid, one of the kid is going back late, their parents taking, come and fetch their kids late, so that each hour the parents will be paying 10 ringgit directly to the teachers on the spot. So it basically their overtime is not inclusive in their salary. Yeah. For the weekends events, yeah, we usually our staffs are like very considerable, which they don't ask for OT. It's like our company, we are working on weekends for events. Yeah.
Okay, for the next question, how does the kindergarten ensure fairness and transparency in its payment and working hour policies?
Okay. Working hour policy, we have mentioned everything in detail in staff's offer letter, letter of appointment. So transparency. If you want to know, we cannot do any. Everything needs to be transparent to the staffs because from my part, from HR part, we cannot hide anything from the staffs like deductions, salary deductions, like things need to be transparent with the staffs. Kalau you buat ni, kita akan potong gaji. You need to inform the staff whether by a letter or you want to let all the staff to know by a memo. You need to inform the staff earlier before you proceeding with something. I mean, any SOPs that you are newly created to the add on to the company policy, you have to inform the staff earlier with a memo, with a written memo. Yeah.
Last question. Are there any challenge that the organization face in balancing fair compensation with operational costs?
No, because we are what we have mentioned in the offer letter. Let's say offer letter, definitely we will mention what will be their basic salary. If let's say mention the allowance, definitely sometimes some cases, let's say the staff question me, saya dapat basic je ke, saya tak dapat allowance ke? Okay, during the probation of 3 months, basically your offer letter, I will state there your probation period is for 3 months. After 3 months of probationary period, then we will evaluate your performance. If let's say the management's agreed to pay you additional allowances based on your performance, then we will proceed. But then if there's no any, let's say the management doesn't feel like, okay, your performance is in a level of okay, not to say unique or any better than other staffs in that outlet. So yeah, we will sometimes the staff will fight. Aku okay je, kenapa korang tak nak bayar allowance? Ada. So basically we will explain to the staff like not to say we are very, we don't want to pay the allowances, but then we are going fair with all the staffs where we are paying the standard salary for all the staffs. But when it comes to allowances, we will definitely be very picky, not to say picky, which is we are evaluating staff and we are paying allowances based on their performance. If you are really good, then we don't have any issues to pay you extra allowances. Yeah.
Okay, so that is the last question. Thank you so much for answering our question.
Alright, thank you so much, Ms. Pulva, for joining us in this interview today. So that's the end of everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.